Mr. D.P. Srinivas, the co-founder of Duranc, a pioneer in video streaming, video management and video analytics solutions. And schools and colleges, I must tell you, are using Duranc for keeping their campuses safe and absolutely secure. To represent Mr. Srinivas, I'm going to be inviting on stage to take up, but with your applauses, please double it up as we welcome Vamsi Krishna on the stage from Duranc. So warm welcome to you, sir. They're all yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Unfortunately, Mr. Srinivas could not be here as he was unwell. I will try to do my best in his absence and try to give you the insights from technology perspective, the solutions perspective, that what we offer from Duranc. So Duranc, we started in 2014 as an integrated video management and video analytics solutions product. It's a Make in India product where we have offices in Hyderabad and across. It's not moving, yeah. So I think everyone is aware of surveillance and CCTVs. It doesn't need any introduction of surveillance. So typically, these are all deployed in silos. You have set of cameras connected locally to your location, and then you have recording. And it is used typically for evidence management purposes. If something goes wrong, something gets stolen in your campus, some vehicle is stolen, two-wheeler is gone, then you try to figure out, go back, check the recording, and verify what has happened. That is what typically used to happen. Things have moved on from there, and the solution that we built starting in 2014 is the ability to connect any maker model of camera for centralized management and monitoring across all your connected colleges. You have ability to apply video analytics, the artificial intelligence that we are sometimes excited about, sometimes scared about, that can be applied on the cameras, any maker model of camera, because the intelligence is in the brain, just like how the eyes see and the brain analyzes it. The cameras are providing the video stream, no matter what type of camera it is. The software is the one that analyzes it and tells you the information, meaningful insights through that. So you have a lot of analytics that are embedded in the system that can be applied on any existing camera. That makes all these existing cameras also become intelligent automatically. We spoke about costs involved in implementing technology. This is one way we reduce the requirement of upfront investment or the costs involved, because you are not required to change any camera. So you imagine your colleges, affiliated colleges can use any existing cameras, and then you can still monitor them. You don't need to change softwares, you don't need to change cameras. So that's one way we provide the ability to reduce the cost and make it easy to implement technology. So you have a lot of insights in the system. There are three types of solutions. As I said, I'm from the surveillance side of it. Our product is called Duranc Vision, and it's basically provides you the ability to connect cameras for centralized management, monitoring, administration, authorization, who is authorized to watch what camera, for example, and how many days of recordings you can have, management of recordings, storage, all of that. The second portion is the analytics, the intelligence that is taken out of the feed that comes from the cameras. While our core focus is that, obviously, it's not only limited to education sector, as you can imagine. This is there across multiple verticals and industries, but education has been our core focus from the beginning when we started off. So education has been one of our core focus areas. Other than logistics, you can think of factories where we implement to improve the health and safety of workers, in the factory workers, when they work in heights, to ensure they wear the safety harnesses, etc. There are many applications that we have, but specific to education vertical and what we offer is what we will focus on. There are typically three layers to our solution. One is the safe campus solution that we talk about, where as administrators, you do not have to worry about safety in your campus. You have other things to take care of. The goal of universities and institutions are to build the students, make the next generation of citizens better for the country, and not having to worry about where somebody's two-wheeler was stolen or something else has happened, a small gathering created as ruckus. So those kind of things can be eliminated with the Safe Campus solution, where you can connect the existing cameras across all your campus, whether it is single location or you have multiple campuses across different geographic locations. Those can be connected. You will have a centralized view. You have a mobile view as well. Even on the mobile, you can see all your connected locations in one shot. Applying artificial intelligence on top of the cameras. There are multiple ways in which we optimize. So it's not like typically when you have cameras these days, some of you or many of you could be aware that cameras provide intelligence by default within them these days. So they have an ability to select, let's say for example, detect intrusion if a person is coming. But what is possible inside the camera is basically limited because of the way technology is still progressing. It requires heavy GPUs, graphical processing units, GPU servers, etc., required for artificial intelligence to process. So we have the ability to do that either within the campus or on the cloud. So we have multiple deployment models that make it easy to deploy and work with the solutions. So we are graduating from CCTV, the basic level of just storing, finding out if there is anything incident happened, to smart surveillance solutions, giving us proactively notifications. If there is a crowd gathering, you will immediately know, for example. If there is something within your campus late night in the parks, etc., there are people around, you will get to know immediately. The security administrator, you can define who has to be notified for what kind of events or incidents. It's not that everything needs to come to the top. There's no need. Then the point is completely defeated. So we need to have information spread across multiple levels. Who needs to be aware of that information should be given that information. There are various areas of concern. Typically, I don't probably need to go through all of it. Most of it is just self-explanatory. You can see that. So you have your typical areas of your concern, whether it is lobby areas, whether your parks, whether it is parking areas, etc. And we have solutions that cater to addressing the issues that you face in that area using the artificial intelligence and analysis through the solution. The second part of the solution is what we spoke about earlier in terms of the examinations. See, assessment is part of it, and I don't want to digress from my technology or a product perspective, but we have been talking a lot about examination process, why examinations, whether it is open book examination going forward. So the goal of assessment, initially we spoke about Confucius in the morning saying that what is the noblest thing to do and what is the nobler thing. What is the noblest thing of learning? Is it wisdom or is it getting employment? So that's a different discussion. But to get to employment, if it is just wisdom, then is there a need for somebody else to assess me? Do I not know what I know, what I don't know? Maybe sometimes I don't, I need a guru to tell me, but of course, most of the time, I will at some point know where I stand. But then, as it comes to employment, you definitely need assessment, you definitely need examinations, because that's how others will know what I'm good at. There is no other way I can communicate what I am good at, because practical examinations are not possible everywhere. It's yes, you need to have practicals, but imagine how many theory exams you have and how many practical exams you have, and why is that? We know the reasons. So you can't have everything practical examination, and theory examinations are mandatory, right? So, okay, as I said, enough digression into that topic. But why remote monitoring is required? Basically, you have a centralized view from one single location from the university campus. You can have a view of all your colleges, all your campuses, like sir was mentioning earlier. We work with Rajiv Gandhi University, where we have deployed this solution on other multiple locations as well. But typically, you can have the ability for the observer to watch up to an individual student who is taking the exam. It is possible to zoom, irrespective of, again, as I said, irrespective of the type of camera that is deployed in the campus. So all that is required is, from the university perspective, is the colleges should have cameras already, which colleges will have. Definitely, I'm sure there is no college today that won't have cameras. For their own purposes, not just because of the mandate or because of regulation. We spoke about regulation also. Not everything happens because of regulation. Things happen because of the need. That comes. The students have a fight, and you have a need to see what actually went wrong, and then you put a camera there. So colleges will have cameras, and those cameras are the ones that can be connected automatically through our platform for centralized monitoring. Observers can be decided on the day of the examination. You can say which observer has to have access to which college. So that's also dynamic. So you're not setting up specific squad members or observers to go to specific college. They are sitting at one place at your location in the university. You will say on the morning of the exam, this observer will have access to these 5, 10 colleges, 30 colleges, whatever. And they will, when they log in with their login, they will have access to only those colleges. That's another one. Then obviously this helps in reducing the malpractices. Like sir was mentioning, people are putting up Bluetooth, having surgeries on Bluetooth. That's a level of technology we still have to catch up a little bit. It's always cat and mouse game. Somebody does something more and we have to do a development further. So that's an ongoing process, but it definitely helps reduce the malpractices overall in terms of applying the centralized monitoring with AI-based solutions. And colleges do not need to send any data because the data is already available. The cameras are taking the stream. The solution is taking the stream from the cameras, recording them already on the cloud, and you have access anytime, simplistic access to any camera anytime of any examination room automatically. You don't have to have colleges sending you lots of data which nobody verifies because it's impossible humanly to verify what actually is the data that was sent at what date and time. So this is just a high-level overview of the solution for remote monitoring of examinations. So I guess this explains. If there are any questions, I'll be available of the dais for further information, and the same can be used for monitoring the scanning process also. Yeah. Thank you very much for the time that's provided, and I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Can we please request, of course, our person to come forward and felicitate. Ladies and gentlemen, with your round of applause, let's welcome him back onto the stage, our presenter. Thank you very, very much for sharing all this piece of knowledge with us and sharing how Duranc is walking the talk. Ladies and gentlemen, with your round of applause therein, please.